Hello. We're live again, guys. Welcome to Friday Night Live. It is so good to be here with you again for week two. You've probably noticed on the other side of my screen, which way is she? My co-ministry leader, Wendy. My name is Jen Workington, and I am one of the co-ministry leaders, and it's just great to be here with you guys. The sun has been shining today. The weather is nice. It feels great to get some fresh air, even in the midst of all of this self-isolation and physical distancing that we're doing. And so we're still doing CR a little bit differently. So normally we're at Creekside. We are meeting together as a huge group. We've got families and kids and all the adults, and we're doing a meal together. But now it's just looking a little bit different. So if you are new with us, if this is your first time, you're just kind of checking out what CR is all about here in Waterloo, we just want to say welcome. We're really glad that you chose to be with us, and that we hope this is an awesome video for you to just kind of get a sense of who we are. We would love to connect with you specifically, so we're going to talk about an email address later on in the show, and we'd love you to send us an email. And if you're watching us on playback, welcome. We're really glad that you are here and checking things out. So, Wendy, it is so good to have you here this week. Welcome back.
Oh, yeah, it's great to be here. But Jen, I was just wondering, like, there's some people that are online now, maybe, and they just kind of happened upon us. So, Jen, like, can we try to explain what and who CR is for?
Absolutely. So Celebrate Recovery is kind of the really quick answer is we're a 12-step recovery program. But what's really cool about CR is that it's an umbrella ministry. So we have groups and connections, and we connect with people who are just struggling with any hurt, any hang up, or any habit in our lives. And we build community, and we just kind of work through those things. So it's really awesome. Tonight we've actually got our computer right in front of me so we can see who's live. So I see Alora and Helen and Brienne. You guys are all here. Welcome. It's good to have you. We're going to keep seeing more people come on in. Did you want to add something, Wendy? I'm just kind of chatting away here, but
No, you're doing a great job. We're excited though to just hear your comments, and where I'm at, I don't get to see them. So Jen's going to probably speak into them a lot and chat about that. So it's kind of cool that we can do this Skyping me in, and but I'm going to be honest, it's kind of weird and not being able to just be beside her. So, but we're thankful for technology. So we're looking forward to a great night. We're glad that you can join us, and I have a feeling that my cat's probably going to join us at some point. But yeah, we're just really glad that we have an opportunity to meet with you guys tonight.
For sure. It is so great. For sure. I see. Hi, Paula. Hi, Angela. Hi, Deb. I assume Rick's there. Michael. Good to have you guys. It's really cool. What a gift, that we have all of this technology and we have the opportunity to all be in our respective homes. Our special musical guests for Friday Night Live are in their home tonight. Wendy's in her home. I'm here. So we're just really, it's amazing that we actually get to do this. I just think of even 20 years ago, we would not be doing this. Let me tell you, my little what was that game we used to play on our cell phones with the snake or whatever? Couldn't take a selfie. Life has changed so much. Anyway, so speaking of technology, Wendy, I don't know if you have been seeing these memes going around on social media. And since we're all on social media and I'm seeing more people coming in, hi, Melody, Jennifer, Beth. Good to have you guys. So there is this meme going around, and it is basically, they're saying, because a lot of us are working from home now, obviously, and it says you basically replace your kids or your animals, in my case, with coworkers. And so what are some funny things that your coworkers are doing at your home office? So I don't know if you have something, Wendy, that you want to share. My coworkers have been ridiculous these last 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a couple of coworkers, and they seem to like to sit on my laptop throughout the day. And yeah, they also make me a little jealous because they sleep half of the day in the chair beside me. So working from home with my coworkers is quite an experience.
I hear ya. So if you guys have a funny story about some of your coworkers, send it, write it in the chat. We want to be interacting with you guys the entire time. My coworkers, I also have two coworkers at home, and literally, they strolled into the office around 11 o'clock one morning and demanded some food, and then promptly went back and disappeared somewhere. And I found them spooning on my bed. That's how they spent pretty much their entire day. So I've been doing all the work at home. It's crazy. And Wendy and I have been on more FaceTime and Skype calls this week, and my coworkers have legitimately been dominating the camera, and she basically gets a shot full of fluff. So it's delightful, but it keeps us entertained, eh, Wendy?
It does. It does.
All right. Hey, Hillary and Shelly. Helen, you've got lots of animals. That's awesome. Chris's coworker is currently on Facebook Live right now. Yes, she is. That's too funny. Oh, Chris, that's awesome. Hi, Roy. Deb's coworker is painting in our basement. Brilliant. Becky's got one cat, one dog. Angela says that she is grateful for the company of. I'm grateful for the company of my coworker. Absolutely. Rick, my coworker works. Imagine that. And Beth, my coworkers keep playing tag and running through all of my activities. Yep. I can believe it. I was listening to reading some memes, and somebody was saying that my coworker showed up to work without pants on today. Another one said, my coworker threw a dirty diaper at me today. And another one was saying that my coworker is now on her third bowl of Fruit Loops for the day. So it sounds like there's definitely some crazy stories as we are all self-isolating and just trying to nip this thing in the bud here. Brienne says her coworker bit me when I was praying. Oh, shoot. That's not good. Sorry to hear, Brienne. I hope it wasn't a bloody bite. My coworkers, Jennifer is saying, my coworkers spend too much time on Netflix and YouTube. Yeah, that happens. That's too funny. So keep sending this in, guys. We want to make sure that we are just connecting. The whole point of this is that we know we can't be together physically, so we want to be together as best we can virtually here. So make sure you keep commenting, throw up the likes, throw up the hearts. We're seeing all of this. Rick also has a 67-pound coworker busy being 8. Yes, I'm sure that is very busy. Cool. My coworkers also helped me clean up my yard and painted one of the bedrooms. Score.
Ooh,
those are
that's
great
awesome.
coworkers. Man, my coworkers are looking pretty.
I need a
shabby
coworker
right
like that.
Right? Okay, so we're learning this new technology tonight, guys, just so you know. So we are doing our very best, but it's weird because Wendy and I aren't actually looking at each other. So if I'm looking sometimes at my computer or whatever, sometimes I just want to see Wendy's face because she's on there. So just bear with us. We're learning how to do this too. So it is CR night. So Wendy, should we do some worship now?
I think that sounds like a great idea.
Awesome.
And I think Joy and Chris have put together a couple of songs for us. So let's turn it over to Joy and Chris.
We will do that. Enjoy this worship, guys.
Hey everyone, Joy and Chris here, coming at you from our living room to your living room. Welcome to CR in Self-Isolation. We're really glad that you joined us tonight. The first song that we are going to do is an oldie but a goodie. It's called Blessed Be Your Name, and it's a really great attitude check for me. You know, the first half of the verses is all about when things are good and the sun is shining and all of that awesome stuff. And that's, of course, when we can say, yes, Lord, blessed be your name. But then things get rough and hard in the second part of the verse. And then we can choose to say, Lord, blessed be your name. So let's worship together. Please join us. Feel free to sing out loud. Feel free to listen, whatever works for you. Let's worship our God together. Blessed be your name, in the land that is plentiful, where streams of abundance flow. Blessed be your name. Blessed be your name, when I'm found in the desert place, though I walk through the wilderness. Blessed be your name. blessed be your name. And blessed be your name on the road marked with suffering, for those pain in the offering. Blessed be your name. Every blessing you pour out, I'll turn back to praise. When the darkness closes in, Lord, still I will say, blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be your name. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be your glorious name. And blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be your name. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be your glorious name. You give and take away. You give and take away. My heart will choose to say, Lord, blessed be your name. You give and take away. You give and take away. My heart will choose to say, Lord, blessed be your name. And blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be your name. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be your glorious name. And blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be your name. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be your glorious name.
That was awesome worship, guys? So thank you so much, Joy and Chris. I didn't realize that I was still on the screen at the bottom when the worship started. So I was reading comments and I was going to check my phone and then realized, oh, everyone can see everything I'm doing. So, okay, let's just share some of these comments, guys. It's been really hard not to laugh. So where did I go here? Thanks so much, Joy and Chris. Yep, throw up all of your appreciation. Jason, welcome, Ramones. Jason says that his coworkers keep stealing his spot. We've got Valerie. Hey, Valerie, good to have you guys on. Jeanette, too, good to see you virtually. Bill, beautiful day for sure. They enjoyed some beautiful weather outside. The sun is amazing, for sure, for sure. Apparently, Melanie Drake is here. Hello, my friend. Good to see you. We've got Tammy from Stratford. Yeah, awesome. Good job, guys. Okay, I think I'm caught up on the comments. So, yeah, we want to keep interacting, not interrupting. Wendy and I will interrupt each other. That's fine, but we won't. We want to keep interacting. So what we want to talk to you guys tonight about, to just really share, because we know, I think it is safe to say that the world that we knew 2 weeks ago is kind of done, right? Like we're never going to see the world that we had, because so much has changed in the last couple of weeks, and we're just really learning how to do life so differently. And so the question that, as Wendy and I have just been kind of talking about some things we want to share with you guys, is what kept resonating is, how do we have a healthy recovery in the midst of all of the chaos that is going around? Because let's be real, like it's hour by hour, guys, that things seem to be changing sometimes. And so what does it look like to walk out our recovery when we can't be in community, when we can't be meeting together, when we can't have our accountability partner meetings, when, you know, there's just so many things that we just can't do anymore. And so we just want to have a little conversation with you guys about this. So we, again, keep it interactive, keep sharing as we go through some of these things. We want your ideas. We want to hear how you guys are doing. because that's really what this whole platform is about on Friday nights, so that we can connect with you. We want to support you. We want to be able to pour out our love onto you, and just really, we want to have some laughs too, right? Like, there's so much heavy in this season, and then just, yeah, hopefully kind of learn something new to keep spurring us on as we continue to move forward in our recovery. Hopefully that's the plan, right? So remembering too that just because everything is new right now doesn't mean that we need to lose everything we've already worked towards. So if you've been in recovery with us, if you are new, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about, and that's okay. We want to catch you up. We would love to connect with you. So send us an email. We're going to put the link up on our Facebook page. You can like us on Facebook. We're going to post this on YouTube as well. But we want to connect with you if this whole recovery world is new to you. If you've been doing recovery for a while, guys, all of that recovery that you've had, it doesn't go anywhere, right? All of your sobriety stays, all of the things that you've put into place stay, but there's just going to be some things that we're going to need to start doing differently. So, we've kind of come up with a few different things. So, let's just jump into those. Number one.
We're going to start out talking about, and I don't know about you, but working from home has created some weirdness. I don't know how else to say it, but that my normal getting up and getting ready and all of those old routines that I had, they're no longer working quite the way they were. And so we want to talk a little bit about our routines and how when I started to look at what routines were, like Jen and I were kind of just chatting about it and going like, okay, like what are some of those things that we can do? So we were just chatting about routines and habits, and I kept going like, well, what's the difference between routines and habits? And so I'm going to just kind of talk a little bit about routines and how in each of our seasons, whether it is a season like an opportunity we find ourselves in now, where there's COVID-19. And I know for me, we're staying in for, we've got a few days under, but we're home for 14 days self-isolating. So that throws my routine off altogether. Sure. So like there's no going to the grocery store, no going to work or all of those things. But I don't know about you, but sometimes when those kinds of things stop, then some of my other routines stop as well. And so what these routines are these things that we consciously choose to do. So maybe that's a daily routine, maybe that's a weekly routine, maybe that's a monthly routine. It really depends on what we're talking about. But I think we have to be honest with ourselves and look at those routines when these changes, like COVID-19 or new kids in our home or getting married or addictions you'd have to potentially create new routines. And so we just want you to start to interact with us as well and just tell us what are some of these routines that you either were doing and they're still really working, or maybe you're finding that there's a need to create some new routines. So like for me, I know easily that if I'm working from home, I probably could stay in bed a lot longer than I'd like to. And I probably could eat all day long because the fridge is there and I haven't packed my lunch to go to work. So I've had to commit in this season that I'm still going to get up at 7:30 in the morning and I'm going to get ready and I'm going to have my shower. And there's these routines. I'm going to eat my dinner and I'm going to eat my breakfast and I'm going to eat my lunch and then I'm going to eat my dinner. Just because I know that those are important routines. But we would, as I say, we would love to hear some of yours, and Jen's going to be able to pipe in if you guys are showing us or telling us some of your routines. But I think I want to remind us that God is He's interested in our routines, and He cares about the things that we choose to do. And so I just pulled up, and I was just looking for a scripture, and I found Ephesians 5. 15 to 17, it says, "Look carefully then how you walk, not as an unwise, but as wise, making the best use of the time, because the days are evil. Therefore, do not be foolish, but understand what the will of the Lord is." And so when I read that, I read like God doesn't want me to get up and willy-nilly walk out my day. So he wants me to have some of these behaviors that I'm going to choose to do and consciously do so that I can create some certain routines so that I'm setting myself up for the best case scenario. I'm choosing to have these things that are really important to me. So in my routines, I know that I need to get up and I need to spend time daily with God. And I know that I need to pray, and I know that I need to have worship. And so I'm sure that each of us individually know these different things that we need to have in our routines. And Jen's going to go through habits, and there's all kinds of other things that are, I just found that they were all intertwined. But I had to come to also understand that a routine is not always going to become a habit. It's not something that's going to become easy for me. I'm going to have to make a conscious choice to do that and to commit to doing that because it's the right thing to do. I don't know, Jen, is anybody chatting up at some of their routines?
Big time. Yeah. That was awesome, Wendy. And I would love to have you just repeat the scripture verse again, if you wouldn't mind, just so that people can have that reference.
Yeah, that was Ephesians 5:15-17.
Awesome. Thank you. So, hey, Oshawa and Burlington groups, good to have you. We've got Ken and Jennifer representing from those groups tonight. Helen is saying that it's difficult to know how to feel each morning. Absolutely. Yeah, it's crazy. Paula, I find that too every morning. I just feel something different. Michael is saying it's hard not to feel like I'm trapped in Groundhog's Day, right? Yeah.
I like that.
That was like 2 months ago already. Oh my gosh. Rick says that his cell phone is actually being used as a phone more than a device now. That's pretty cool. Congratulations, Jeanette. She celebrated 4 years of sobriety on Wednesday. Woo! So let's celebrate that together. That's amazing. Throw up a like or a love for Jeanette there, guys. Brianna is saying it's hard, but I'm so grateful that CR and Creekside are still doing things. I feel so involved, even though I can't see people face to face. Way to go, Jeanette. Yeah. Yeah, Melody, you bet you're in trouble when we can't reunite. You bet you're in trouble when we can reunite. Oh, I think she must have been saying something specifically to somebody. I don't know.
And that's what we want, Jen. We want you guys to start chatting with yourselves, and because this is an opportunity for you guys to create community amongst yourselves, because that's important too. And I will probably say this a whole bunch of times, but these conversations that we're having now, we would encourage you just to continue to have them beyond. You might see someone on here that you haven't chatted with lately. Yeah, anyway, I just wanted to plug that in there just because it's important to carry these things on, because I think we come into a conversation like this and we realize, oh, there's still a lot of people out there that are just trying to figure things out just like we are. Absolutely. Sorry, go ahead, Jen. Keep reading
that's
those.
Awesome. Good plug. I have to remember that I'm in front of a camera, so my posture can't just like slouch into crapsville. Okay, Roy is just reminding us that it's physical distancing, not social distancing. It is so true. I love that we're trying to slowly just shift that term to remind people that we just need to be physically distant, but we still need to socialize. And so, yeah, let's keep socializing. Helen, my routine regarding food has changed, but for the better. That's awesome. Yay! That is so encouraging. Yeah, give a like and a heart for Helen. Becky is saying her exercise routine. Yep, there's lots of, I tell you, now that it's nice, do you know how many people I've seen out walking? And like everybody, I don't know about you, Wendy, but like I used to go for walks and there would be people that wouldn't ever engage with me. They would just walk by, and now everybody's like, hi. Like everyone's just desperate to see people and just have a real conversation. So not that we have conversations, but Beth says she relies daily on morning devotions, beautiful prayer and meditation. And every time I feel fear or stress, I do more prayer and more meditation. And she's joined some other people from her AA fellowship, which is cool. They do nightly Zooms together. They talk through some steps and topics like serenity, fear, tolerance. And she celebrated 10 months sober yesterday. Guys, this is so exciting. Yay. Celebrate recovery. This is what we want to do. Let's celebrate. Okay. This is why I don't sing on Friday nights, guys. Crazy. Okay. Oh, my coworkers walked in on me this afternoon. I don't know where they walked into, what you were doing. Maybe your exercise. Yeah. Way to go. Way to go. Congratulations. New routines for sure from Alora. God is creating healthier ways for my time. Brilliant. That's awesome. Yeah. Being reminded that someone reminded me that this is all in God's plan. That was a
Mhm.
challenging one, but a good reminder. It is so true, Helen. We need to remember that. Um,
Mhm.
Terry is definitely being intentional about getting outside every day and connecting with her accountability sisters.
That's
Awesome.
cool.
It really helps right now that the sun is shining a bit more, although we're supposed to have rain this weekend, but that's okay. We can still get outside. We won't melt. Congrats, congrats. Yeah, trying to
Well,
normalize.
Jen,
Oh.
you might not melt. I might.
I don't think you will, Wendy. You're the cute little witch. What was the other witch? Now we're totally getting off topic, but this is half the fun of being live with each other, right? If you guys could only see some of our Skype calls, they're crazy. We have a lot of fun together. Okay, if you guys still need that verse, it was asked about, but we said it again already. So, um, Terry, oh, I already read that. Angela, she's been struggling with routine, having her kids at home all day. Yep,
Oh,
absolutely.
that
This is
makes
a big
sense.
one, I think, for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Um, love seeing this community happening, guys. Pam is saying that her job allowed me to walk around the classroom consistently. I usually went to the gym 2 to 3 times a week. Now I need exercise every day. And training through Zoom calls with my gym on the
Huh,
on off days, walking in the neighborhood. So
that's
that's
cool.
really cool. Awesome. So many great routines. Guys, these comments are insane. I don't have time to read them all, or we're going to be here till like 9 o'clock at night. So keep talking. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Love seeing it. So, the second thing that we want to create new in this season are habits, as Wendy mentioned. And there's a huge, not a huge, a very subtle difference, sorry, between a routine and a habit. And so Wendy described to us what a routine is, and it's something that we need to be very intentional to do. And it's something that just doesn't come necessarily subconsciously or naturally. It's something that, like, this is what I need to do, versus
Hmm.
a habit, which is a very subconscious thing, right? So, washing our hands with soap hopefully is now a habit for everybody. Apparently it wasn't before, but hopefully it is now for everyone. And when we do that, we pump the soap, we wash our hands, we get our fingers and our thumbs, we have our routine, and then we rinse and then we dry, right? That's a very subconscious habit that we have. Brushing our teeth is a habit. But when we want to create a new routine, it's like, oh, now I need to floss too, right? So I'm intentionally wanting to make a new choice, and I need to add that in. So what's really cool is that our routines can slowly become habits, but not every routine is going to become a habit. And that's okay. Sometimes we just have to have routines. And so, yeah, our habits are those things that just don't require a lot of effort. So I think we can all attest to the fact that in recovery, we have a lot of habits that are just very subconscious, right? When I'm feeling bored, I go to the fridge. When I feel lonely, maybe I go online and I want to shop. I go on Amazon or maybe other websites that aren't very productive in my life.
Mm.
Or if I'm feeling sad, maybe I isolate and I don't want to see people. And so I've got all of these little subconscious routines. And this is what I love about recovery, is that we can get to the root of where those habits are coming from, right? Because I can have some really good habits, but I can also have some really mysterious habits. Like, why is this always the thing that I go to? And so as we uncover some of these roots, we can see that, yeah, it's not actually just something that I do all the time. There's actually a reason, and I'm actually feeling something specific that's driving me to this habit. So as we're in this new season, what does creating a new habit look like? Um, and this can be a really challenging one for a lot of us, right? We haven't necessarily been doing it long enough to have it be a habit. But some of you have some amazing habits, and I'm hearing some of the routines, and it sounds like some of those things are becoming habit or have been habits for you guys already, which is amazing. And so don't stop doing the good habits that you had before all of this happened, but then starting to think about, what are those things that I need to be intentional, right? And we saw it, like making sure we get regular exercise, making sure that we're being mindful. You know, Wendy talked about her food and just not being mindlessly going to the fridge, but just having certain routines that we can create into habits. And so just part of why we're talking about this is just being intentional, right? Things don't happen in our lives unintentionally for the most part. Sometimes they do, but especially in our recovery, we want to be really intentional about them. So take some time and pray about it and just figure out what are some of these new habits, because really at the end of the day, yeah, bringing Jesus into these is a good thing. So yeah, what's the third one, Wendy?
The third one is community, which we're if you've been and we just want to acknowledge maybe you have joined us halfway through. You've come in and we're talking about Celebrate Recovery, and we're glad that you're here. And if you're new, I'm going to reiterate this again, Jen, as well. If you're new, make sure that you let us know that you've seen us and that you've just come across us, and send us an email, and the email address will be put in there, cr@creeksidechurch.ca. Just say, you know what, hey, I saw ya, I'd like to get some more information, and Jen and myself will get back to you, or if you're we will get back to you. And then if it's a better fit for you to be at Lincoln Road Chapel, we'll make sure that you get plugged in over there with Michelle Gallen. So anyway, community, and you're going to hear us at Celebrate Recovery talk a lot about community, and we do community well, but now we're having to get a little bit creative in this idea about community. And so we've heard, Jen and I have been doing Facebook, FaceTime, or whatever they're called. I'm not the technology lingo person, but we've been video chatting, and I've heard lots of people saying like going, having some physical distancing and going for walks, and all of those great things. But as I'm chatting a little bit, remember to put up your ideas of how to continue this community, because I can think of different ways too. I've heard people doing Bible study together online, or I was looking up actually today, I was just looking up and they were saying, do a Skype with someone and cook dinner, like make the same dinner, or do some baking, or just some different ideas, right? And so get creative, think outside the box. And then actually Jen and I, before we got on this call earlier this week, we're chatting with someone that does, is it art? It's photography. Yes, she does photography, and she's doing like an online course. So maybe you've got some time and you want to start doing an online course or something like that. So just, I don't know about you, but sometimes I find it hard to think out of the box, because I absolutely love community. I didn't think I needed it when I came into recovery, I'm going to be honest. And I'm introverted. So I thought this physical distancing, it's going to be fine. I've got this. You know what? I'm not really liking it. I'm trying to get a little creative, but I miss my peeps. I really do. And I miss my hugs from my peeps, but I'm confident that we'll get back together, and it'll just be like, I can't believe it's been so long. But I'm thankful, as much as I don't love video and I don't love FaceTime and things like that, because I absolutely love actually physical face-to-face time. But I do appreciate that we can at least connect this way. And I've said to my friends, I'm not sure I'm ever going to love it, this video chatting stuff, but it's better than not. So anyway, Jen, do you have any ideas, or are they giving up some ideas there for
yeah. And I totally forgot about the habit thing. Like, yeah, tell us some of your good habits, guys. The minute I get talking, I can't focus on two things. My brain doesn't operate that way. So I might need to pass this over to Wendy next week, because you're much better at multitasking than I am.
Okay.
Excuse me. And I just see Tammy has 9 months from no smoking on March 11th. So another congratulations. That is a big one.
Woohoo!
Yeah. So Paul is saying that Proverbs 18:1 has helped her. One who isolates himself pursues selfish desires. He rebels against all sound wisdom. At home, I find it easy to be selfish. However, sound wisdom says to keep a good routine and ask God to help me not be as selfish with my time. So yeah, just really praying about it is a huge thing. Yeah, Angela realizes how much she depends on her people, more so than she depends on God. And that's a really cool point, Angela, is that this is a season where we're really going to realize too how much we potentially were too reliant on our people. And at the end of the day, it's all about Jesus, right? Like he is our ultimate source. And it can be so easy to get caught into routine and caught up with habits and caught up with our community. And those are all really good things, but it's all about Jesus. And Hebrews 13:8 says that Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. You guys, so regardless of what is happening in this world right now, our one constant that we can rely on hands down is Jesus. And so we need to keep focusing on Jesus. We need to keep pressing into Jesus and letting him guide us in this season, right? Like spending, like you were saying, Wendy, like spending that time with him in the morning, spending that time with him at night, throughout the day, prayer walks, like whatever it needs to be, but like get Jesus into your daily routine. There's a reason why it's one of the steps and principles, right? Is that we need to reserve that daily quiet time with God. It is so, so imperative, because if that is centered and focused and healthy, then everything else kind of falls into place in a really different way and things don't seem so overwhelming. Jason, I'm trying to practice principle 7. Yes, reserve a daily time with God. That's exactly what we're saying. See, this is why I should just read the comments and not talk so much, more than ever, because he wants to know how to deal with everything that happens. I think I got too far in my comments. Just for today, Rick is saying he needs to remember just for today. Yes, that is so true. All I need to do just for today, right? One moment at a time. There's some definite stress eating happening. I hear ya. There's some comments that I don't really understand what they mean because there are clearly conversations happening within here. So, which is
That's
super
cool, though.
Exactly. Yeah. Online community. Beautiful. All right. Guys, I love it. There's so many comments that I just can't even get to them all. I see Nelson and Mallory and Chris.
Cool.
Yeah, it's awesome to have you guys on here. Thank you so much for throwing up these comments and just connecting. So we'll repeat those 3 things: create new routine, create new habit, and create new community or new ways to do community, right? So don't lose sight of everything that was before, but figure out new and inventive ways to do it, right? Just like we're doing here. Wendy and I in a million years would have never guessed that we'd be sitting at opposite ends of the city, Skyping Joy and Chris in and doing this like this. But we have that ability. And so bring cool. Jesus in. So anything else you want to say before we finish with a worship song, Wendy?
I would like to do a shout out to my Celebration Place friends. Woo!
Celebration Place.
Sometimes we just talk about the big people stuff, but all of these things are good for you guys too. So if you've got any CP peeps, make sure you have them come on, and so that we can say hi to them. I know that they might not be on Facebook, but bring them along, because we miss seeing you guys and we miss having your families out on Friday nights. And Becky's looking at some stuff that can be sent out to you guys. And so I would also just a shout out to the CP families. If you can send us at the cr@creeksidechurch.ca, or any of you that are out there, we'll probably do this at the end too. I'm jumping way ahead, Jen.
It's okay, jump.
But that's okay.
Just jump.
I'll speak to the Celebration Place families. Send us off your email addresses, because any communication that we want to get out to you, that might be resources for you, and just even videos, just so Becky and I can get out and have a conversation with your kids. That would be great. That's cr@creeksidechurch.ca.
Brilliant.
Are we going to go to worship?
Yeah. So guys, don't leave us. Stay for the worship song, because we're going to come back and we're going to just close things off. We want to hear more about what your coworkers are doing. So keep sending in some comments, and worship. And then we're just going to close off with a couple of things to just keep you in the know, so that we can just stay a community, right? Just have those little family conversations. So let's enjoy. Go in.
Can they put pictures of their coworkers?
I don't know. Can you put a picture? Someone try it. Put a picture
comments?
of your coworker.
Try
I've
it.
got my coworker's hair is floating all around me right now. If you can try and post a picture. I've never done that. We're probably the least, I shouldn't say we're the least techie. We're not terrible techie, but anyways, so let's worship. We're going to stream and joy, and we're going to take this back to Jesus. We're just going to calm things down a little bit and we'll enjoy a worship song. We'll see you in a bit, guys.
Hey everyone, so glad that you're still with us tonight. Let's worship together with one more song. This one's called The King of My Heart. Let the King of my heart be the mountain where I run, the fountain I drink from. Oh, he is my song. Let the King of my heart be the shadow where I rise, the ransom for my life. Oh, he is my song. You are good, good. Oh, you are good, good. Oh, you are good, you're good. Oh, you are good, good. Oh, let the King of my heart be the wind inside my sails, the anchor in the waves. Oh, he is my song. Let the King of my heart be the fire inside my veins, the echo of my days. Oh, he is my song. Let the King of my heart be the wind inside my sails, the anchor in the waves. Oh, he is my song. Let the King of my heart be the fire inside my veins, the echo of my days. Oh, he is my song. You are good, good. Oh, 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 you're never gonna let me down. 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 'Cause you are good, good. Oh, you are good, good. Oh, you are good, you're good. Oh, you are good, good. Oh, God, you are so good. You are so good no matter what. You are good. Give us faith to put our trust in you because you deserve it. Thank you, God, for your goodness. We worship you and we love you. In Jesus' name, amen. Thanks for worshiping with us. Good night.
Thanks, Joy and Chris. That was awesome. And I saw a comment coming in, and if I could totally pass off that I was the one singing those songs, could you imagine? No, I don't have the same awesome voice that Joy does. And my coworkers have been like, my coworkers love worship music, so they're circling at my feet right now. Hold on. Oh, this is Pixel.
Oh.
Oh. This is my fun coworker. She's now stuck on my sweater. Anyways, if your coworkers come, Wendy, we would love to meet them. Now I have
Yeah,
cat hair
they've
in my mouth.
they're hiding.
Super.
They're hiding.
Awesome.
It's funny. It's funny because where I'm at, I can't see. All I can see is Jen singing, but I can't actually hear what she's singing because I have no volume. So it's
Oh
like,
no.
oh, can I read her lips?
Yeah.
I
Could you
think
figure it
that you
out?
might have been seeing "You Are Good." Is that
Yes.
what it was?
Yeah.
There you go.
You are good.
Pretty good, eh?
Yeah, like such true worship songs, right? Like, or such true
Cool.
words in these days. Like, we can just, God is good. He is in this, and yeah, we can rest in that, knowing that He is the wind in our sails and the anchor for us in those waves, right?
Mhm.
So, thank you. Yes, it is a beautiful cat. That's Pixel. Um, so yeah. Oh, Claire, hey, welcome. And Kim, good to see you guys. We're still doing some shout outs. Good to have you guys with us tonight. So that's it. We're going to wrap this up for this
Mm.
Friday night. We've got week 2 um, in the books. It's going to be awesome. Guys, if there are
Woohoo!
people you know who aren't on Facebook, we are posting these now. Our YouTube channel is good. We've got it. It's up and running. And we've got last week's episode already up on YouTube. And we're going to post this one. Hopefully we're going to get it all processed and it's going to be good tonight. So if you know people who aren't on Facebook, send them to our YouTube page. It is
Mhm.
Celebrate Recovery Creekside. You can always search for Creekside Church, and we're one of the channels on there. And so you'll be able to find all of our Friday Night Lives every single week. So that's a good option for people if you want to share it, get it out there. We would happily, yeah. And if you want to go subscribe, apparently that helps. I don't know. Do you know anything about
There
that,
you
Wendy?
go.
Okay. Well, apparently
No,
it's
I
good
don't
for you
know.
guys to subscribe. So, you know,
Cool.
go just hit that little red subscribe button because it apparently helps with stats. It gets us more, I don't know. Somebody was trying to explain it to me. So, yeah. As Wendy
Cool.
said, guys, we want to stay connected. So if you are new, if you are a newcomer, we would love to connect with you, whether it's through email, our crcreeksidechurch.ca email address,
Yep.
or just to even have a quick phone call. If you've got some questions, we want to make sure that we're answering those questions for you. We're glad you decided to join us. Some of you may have been hearing some flutterings about online open share groups. We are still just working all of these details out, guys. It's a really big
Mhm.
deal that Saddleback has agreed to allow us to go online, and I know some of you are really excited about that. We're going a little slow because we're just still trying to figure out some privacy things and just making sure that it is safe for everyone, and that we've got leaders who are willing to run it. So I know Saddleback, it's safe. Saddleback said it's safe. Please don't mishear that. But we just, for our group, we're taking it slow. So it's coming. We've heard. We know. We will let you know as soon as there is anything more. But in the meantime, guys, as Wendy has said, keep connecting on your own. You don't need an official open share group to be able to connect. So if you've been having a little conversation with somebody in the chat window already tonight, send them a DM, a direct message for those of you who don't know what that means, or a PM, a private message. Send them a message and just say like, hey, I'd love to connect. Obviously, we can't go out for coffee anymore, but we've got FaceTime, we've got Skype, we've got all of these different options. Keep these conversations going. It is so awesome. Yeah, I'm seeing even Melinda is saying it's so good to catch up. Keep catching up with each other. Did I miss anything
Perfect.
else, Wendy?
I would just say anyone that has been around, just to also get your email addresses to us as
Yes,
well,
thank you.
just so that we can connect with you. We do have some of our regulars' emails, but yeah, if you can just send your email to, as we've said it before, cr@creeksidechurch.ca. Let us know which group, if you are in here at our Creekside group, let us know which group you were attending, as well as at the Lincoln Road group as well. Just distinguish between the two of those, just so we know where to send your email information off to. So
For sure.
I think that's about all I've got, and
Yeah.
we will be in touch for sure with any developments on that. So
Absolutely.
cool.
Yep. And guys, if you have prayer requests, we'll keep saying it. This is kind of
Absolutely.
a blanket email address for anything. So if you just need to be in touch with somebody, if you just need to share something, send it here, and we're sending prayer requests off to our prayer team and leadership team so that we can be praying for you guys. We had a really cool prayer request coming in this week from someone, and we just sent it out and prayed, and it was like a huge answer to prayer, just to be heard and just to know that people are praying. So we want to pray for you guys in this season. If you've got needs that come up, send them to us and let us know. We'll see what we can do to try and help as best we can. So this is awesome. Just please keep connecting, and we will forward your email to the appropriate leader, ministry leader, whomever it is, so that your question, your whatever it is, gets answered. So yeah, Wendy, this has been so much fun. Welcome back. It was good to have you tonight. We missed you last week very much. And we will be here together again next Friday.
We will.
Same headphones. It's not the same couch anymore. I got kicked off my couch from last week, but that's okay. We needed a closer shot this week, so I couldn't sit so far away.
Yeah.
But that
can't
is
have
totally
me up close and you way back.
It just reminds me of like Grover near far. Anyways, okay, we're digressing, guys.
Okay, Jen.
I know, sorry. That's what I do. It's been amazing. God bless you guys. Keep the conversations going.
Yes,
if
God
you're
bless.
heading off to connect with people, all the best. And we will see you next Friday Night Live.
See you then.
Bye.
Have a great week.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.